One brother departs, the other one arrives. Arif Sheikh will accompany his skipper. It's almost like we said in the first innings as well. A reset button has been pressed. Both the batters have played one delivery each and haven't scored a run. So they'll have to reapply themselves. Neither of these two have a little experience of the surface to guide the other and tell them what to do and what to expect. An opportunity for USA to try and build on this little crack in the wall and try and break the wall down.
Yeah, and they don't have enough experience of the pitch, but let me tell you, Rohit Patel has got tremendous experience coming into bat in the middle order. He holds the key, just like Munang Patel, the captain of USA, was such a vital cog for USA in their batting. Rohit Patel, he is the backbone of, and also the heart and all the important vital organs you can think of the Nepal batting lineup. I think he does have a very important role to play. And while he's there in the middle, Nepal will still feel that they can chase this total down. He's too good, and he does like to enjoy and take the challenge and bat under pressure. He enjoys that challenge a lot.
Well, yeah, that's a quality, and a very, very rare quality, in fact, that one possesses. Rohit Kumar Patel, just 23 years, but 72 ODIs to his credit, 1 century, 11 half centuries. The man has done exceptionally well for his side. 16 overs gone, Nepal 70 for 3. Ranjane picked up a wicket in that in that previous over, beg your pardon. Definitely gave him a little bit of confidence, but mind you, these two batters in the centre again have sizable amount of experience. And their job would be to just put their head down and get as many runs as they can and stay for as long as they can. Driven it. The approach over here for both these batters, Shoaib, shouldn't be of being oh so aggressive. Let's try and look for boundaries. Just get those singles and doubles going. Keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yes, again, like they've just lost 2 wickets in clusters, so the writing is literally on the wall. Just not lose any more wickets, regardless of how many they can get in the next 10 overs. The mission has to be to stay there for the 10 overs without losing wickets. Even if 25, 30 runs they can manage to get, that should be okay. But you'll have to just rebuild, re-strategize, recalibrate, and look to chase that target down. Now, 71 runs in 15 overs is not bad in a run chase. They need another 192 runs from 201 balls, so they've got enough time to come back into the game. That's the beauty of one-day cricket. It gives you opportunities to bounce back. In T20 cricket, one good over and the game can go away from you. But in a 50-over format, you can claw your way back into the game if you can apply yourselves.
The application is important. Will these two be able to put the troubles of the top 3 batters aside and apply themselves almost as if they've started batting from now on? Required run rate 5.76. 6 singles in an over and you're still ahead of the curve.
A couple of bad deliveries here and there. You get a couple of boundaries here and there. Runs keep coming in. There is a gully. And there is a deep third, almost on the same line. We say that cricket is a game of angles, and that angle is brilliant. I wonder what is the reason behind it. 17 overs gone, it's 72 for 3. Harmeet Singh. 2 overs, 8 for 1. Down the leg side, he's shouting, he's appealing, but the umpire's not keen. A couple of runs will be added to the leg by column.
A little too straight from Harmeet. Loopy flighted. Not a lot of turn, so it was clearly missing the stumps. And that direction was also a sign that it was going down the leg side. A different bowling action this from Harmeet, very unusual. Normally you would see a left arm spinner coming close to the crease, the popping crease, and then jumping in the air. But with Harmeet it's a little different. He'll jump before and then come into the bowling action.
Yeah, also while he's jumping, he's actually coming and actually going away from the crease. Has been cut, and just a single there. Bowlers these days, we've seen so many different actions, and none counted or touted as incorrect or wrong, because there's nothing right or wrong with it. Some of the most unorthodox bowlers or actions have produced some of the biggest bowlers in the world, be it the likes of Lasat Malinga, Jasprit Singh Bumrah. Everyone, any coach for that matter who would have seen them bowl in their childhood would have said that, no, don't do that. But kudos to their coaches who did not change their actions or ask them to make those amends. We've had the pleasure to see them at the highest level. A dot ball to end the over, 18 gone, 76 for 3. Ranjane continues his attack of keeping the ball just outside off stump.
And what is impressive is the fact that the wicket keeper is standing up for Shubham Ranjane, which primarily means that he can maintain his length without worrying about the batter actually coming and down the line to attack him.
Has to stay in his crease and play that shot. We're trying to think of spinners with unorthodox action, bowling actions. Only come up with the name of Paul Adams. Anyone else that comes to your mind?
We did give it a thought. Couldn't come up with a name, but if you do know somebody who has a very different bowling action, you can let us know. Shubham Ranjane takes his time to bowl his overs. You can see that he's very chilled out when he comes back to his bowling mark. Not in a hurry, so to speak. Has bowled well into his fourth over, given away just 10 runs and a wicket. This is what was expected. Rohit Podel and Arif Sheikh to just weather the storm and not lose a wicket. So runs have dried up, and understandably so.
"77 for 3." And I reckon both these batters wouldn't be really bothered about the rate of scoring, because once they have settled in well, about 25 odd overs past, would be simpler post that. 97 is what the USA had scored at the 25 over mark, and post that they went on to score 262. So I don't see any issues, or as the Americans would say, I don't see no reason why the Nepalese batters would find it any challenging to think of a similar approach. There's a proof of concept.
Like we discussed earlier as well, they just need to see how USA batted and just continue to bat like that, because this pitch has no demons, and we saw that it gets a lot easier to bat as the day progresses. 19 overs bowled, 77 for 3.
Harmeet Singh will continue. Will be a dot ball to start off with. Did think of another name, and that was of Kedar Jadhav. Slightly unorthodox, because he would not bowl from the 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock action. Would be more like Lasat Malinga kind of an angle, and also would bend his knees to that action to that extent that it almost felt like he was sitting on the floor and bowling, Kedar Jadhav. So some of those actions have been different, if one says so. Some spinners also tend to just hold on to the delivery right at the top of the mark before delivering. Mohammad Hafiz used to do that a lot. A little bit of a difference in that standard approach causes a little bit of a doubt in the minds of the batter, because it's not the usual. Meanwhile, that should never have been even a single for that matter. 2 runs stolen there. 20 overs gone, 79 for 3. Ranjane and Harmeet have definitely added a lot of pressure on this batting pair, not giving a lot of runs. Last 5 overs, in fact, have just conceded 8 runs, picking 2 wickets. Good piece of fielding. Manang Patel, the skipper there. It's always good to have the skipper within the circle. Always a good conversation point, always helpful to seek guidance, to share thoughts, or probably even induce a quick fielding change. Again, good stoppage there. 3 dot balls. Something has to happen now, Shoaib. It's been a very, very long time since we saw some sizable runs coming.
Yeah, runs have definitely dried up. Not sure whether Rohit Patel will counter-attack at this time. And this is good captaincy. I think they were just going with Ranjane, bowling some quick overs, gentle medium, not giving express pace. This is on the pads. Poor ball. And straight into the hands of the fielder. Well, what a catch that is. And what a moment in the game this is for Nepal. They lose their skipper. It was a bad ball. But sometimes bad balls do get you wickets. In this case, it's one of the biggest.
Well, undoubtedly, onto the pads, trying to flick it. The fielder was placed for just this. And he takes an exceptional catch. Runs had dried up. And Sai Teja takes a phenomenal catch to get rid of the skipper. Gone for 2. And Nepal 79 for 3. Two wickets for Ranjane. And the second wicket was of the skipper. Slightly back of the length. Going down the leg. More of an instinctive shot. Played it. And then, as it was aerial, realized that, ouch, there was a fielder placed just for that. Sai Teja taking that catch comfortably. Dipendra Singh Aire. He's done well in the field today. He's done well with the bowling today. And now has a massive responsibility with the bat. Ooh, how close was that? How close was that? Everyone with their oohs and the ahs to end the over. 21 gone, 79 for 4. Harmeet Singh. He's not been happy with the fielders for sure, I can tell you. In that previous over, last ball, 2 runs were stolen from a position where there shouldn't have been any. And even now, yeah, this one should have been stopped. But then that's the game of cricket.
Yeah, he's bowled well. I really have enjoyed watching him bowl. Has not given away a lot of runs. Has kept it simple, but at the same time has kept it tight. And that is why he's been able to dry those runs and put pressure from one end. And just coming back to that catch from Saitesh, I think that was a very good catch. It was dying onto him, the ball was, and he had to reach for it, put in the dive. And you also saw in that replay, we'll try to get that again if possible, that catch in that previous over. His knee also stuck into the ground. So, very good catch indeed. Had to say that. That's beautifully timed. Look at that. Oh, excellent timing on that one. For a moment, I thought it was hit straight to the fielder, but the fielder's inside the circle, which means just enough timing and beats the fielder for 4 runs. Arif Sheikh, 11 of 16 for him. And some respite for Nepal and for the Nepalese fans.
Down the leg. Now this is poor. You're erring in line. Harmeet Singh. What is really tricky over here for Nepal is to not just ensure that they do not lose wickets but also keep scoring, because now the required run rate has just gone over 6. Run a ball, rather should I say more than run a ball, always challenging. They're going at 3.94, required 6.28. They'll have to look for a boundary every over. Dot ball to end the over. 22 gone, 86 for 4. .86 for 4 in 22, target of 263. Ranjane will continue. He's had a good day, Ranjane. Picking up 2 wickets, also handy with the bat. Gave good company to Milind Kumar. Rotated strike very effectively. Partnership of 56 runs between him and Milind. That came in 50 deliveries, so I reckon he wouldn't forget his debut for a very long time to come.
Yeah, and like we discussed when he was batting as well, it didn't look like it was his debut, isn't it? He was so calm, composed, was not hassled by the situation. When he came out to bat, it was a tricky situation for USA, but then he showed some character, just rotated strike and fed the strike back to Milind Kumar. That shows that he's got a very sound cricketing mind, and again one of the better assets to have in the playing 11. So this team is really shaping up well, USA, and I think they have a very strong chance of first going into the qualifiers, as they're already on the 2nd position, and maybe go on to play the World Cup as well, because the kind of experience and the kind of talent that they have, they definitely are a team that could go all the way.
Well, yeah, they definitely do have big opportunities there. A big chance. Still a few steps before they can confirm their spot in the ICC ODI Cricket World Cup 2027. Top 4 teams from here will go into the final qualifiers, where they will meet 4 other teams that will be made up of the bottom 4 teams and another 4 teams that come in from a lower division. And 2 teams which are ranked 9 and 10 in the ICC ODI rankings. So those 10 teams will play against each other to get the top 4. Other way, top 4 to make it into the World Cup.
Yeah, 14 teams in the
14
World Cup.
teams.
Yes, 14 teams, but I think 8 teams are going to compete for the 4 spots. We'll confirm that to you in just a bit. That's nicely played along the ground in the gap, and they come back for 2. One more ball to go in the over. That's pushed straight to covers, and that's the end of the over. 23 bowled, 90 for 4.
Jasdeep Singh brought back into the attack, and the intent over here from US should be to pick wickets and not just to try and dry the runs out and try and bowl your bowlers through. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in Saurabh to bowl in an over or 2, or maybe Rushil to try and bring in a wicket or 2, because this is the time. You break this pair, you get rid of Dipendra Singh Aire, you get rid of Arif Sheikh, beg your pardon, and Nepal all of a sudden would be standing on one leg.
Yes, this is a very important pair. Of course, they've got Gulshan Jha after this yet to come, but that will be way too early for somebody like Gulshan Jha, because he is somebody who likes to finish games off. Yes, he's got the capability to bat through the innings, but you don't want him to come out to bat in a situation where they are just 100 for 5 and then you need another 150 odd runs. You want him to come when you need 50, 60 maybe, and at that time he'll come and he can win you games. But for that, these two have to bat through. That required rate is not all that high, 6.5 now. They've still got another 26 overs to go after this, so there's a lot of game time left, a lot of overs left, but the problem is the wickets column for Nepal. They've lost 4 top order batters, and that is something that might just come back to haunt them. Having said that, these two will have to bat now. That's the only way they can make a match out of this. Jasdeep Singh has given away a little too many, but has made to come back and bowl. He's been asked to come back and try and get another wicket here. 17 runs conceded by him. Not a wicket to his name yet. And you're right, if you were the captain of USA or in the think tank or in the management, you would want to finish this game as soon as possible. Get another wicket or two and just take Nepal out of the game. On the other hand, Nepal will want to just build a partnership here again. Dipendra Singh Airi will have to give company to
RF Sheikh and look to have mini targets, small targets of 3-4 overs, and then build from there.
Well, yeah, games within games. That's how it should be approached. Try and pick up the next micro targets. 2 overs, 3 overs, 5 overs. And keep building on from there. As an individual batter, generally tell you that when you're batting first, try and look for first opening your account and then the first 5 runs and the next 5 runs, and keep building in a set of 5 runs each. When you're chasing, you try and do micro games of 1 over, 2 overs, 3 overs, 5 overs, 7, 10. Keep building on. 24 overs gone, 93 for 4. Alright, so it's going to be Saurabh Netravalkar who will come into bowl. The intent is to pick wickets. The idea is to pick wickets to break this partnership. To try and push Nepal to the walls. Saurabh Netravalkar is bowler, the frontline bowler for USA. 4 overs, 10 runs and a maiden. Look to get rid of one of them, and all of a sudden there'll be immense pressure on the Nepalese batting.
Yes, that's why they brought Saurabh back into the attack, isn't it? We were discussing about this, just an over back, that they would want to now really get a grip on this game. They've got an opening, they've got a few wickets, but they just want to not allow Nepal to come back into the game, and that's why they've gone with Saurabh Netravalkar, who's been reintroduced into the attack.
A beautiful delivery. Slightly back of the length. Not very easy to play against the quality of Saurabh Netravalkar. Calm, composed, knows his job and keeps delivering consistently.
Yeah, this is going to be a good contest between Netravalkar and Dipendra Singh Airi.
Big shout there. The umpire almost instantly acknowledging the fact that it would have caught the thigh guard or the pocket flap. And Netravalkar seems to agree with him. Didn't really say a word and started walking back.
He was kind of appealing for it, then realized that it was some part of the body or the fabric of the jersey as the ball brushed past the batter, Dipendra Singh Airi, into the gloves of the wicket keeper. Again, just not able to get bat to ball, Dipendra Singh Airi. Bowling on both sides of the wicket here. Saurabh asking the right questions. And tremendous pressure on Nepal as they look to come out of this very difficult situation.
Yeah, the challenge is now for the Nepal batters to try and pull themselves out of this troubled water. 24.4 overs, 93 for 4. They've run the first one really hard. Won't go for the second. We did mention, Shoaib, that at about the halfway mark, USA were 97. So Nepal is not too far behind as far as runs are concerned. But the psychological disadvantage that Nepal have is that they're chasing. So the required run rate on the scoreboard will always show them that they're lagging behind.
True that. That pressure is going to be there, the pressure of the run chase. And also they've lost 4 wickets. USA at that stage were just 1 wicket down. Nepal have lost 4 at the halfway mark into the second innings. 150 needed of the next 25 overs. For Nepal, it's 94 for 4.
Jasdeep Singh starts off with a wide. So Nepal 94 for 4, now 95 for 4. Quick comparison, USA were 97 for 2. Lost 2 wickets. So Nepal has lost 2 wickets more than US. But as far as the runs are concerned, pretty much in the same zone. So they shouldn't be too disheartened with the fact that they haven't been able to get a great start. If they apply themselves from even now on, they sure can do something out of it. Cut and gets a run. A boundary coming in. And a comfortable boundary at that.
Yeah, just too wide from Jasdeep Singh. And very quickly pounced onto that one. Jumped in the air while he played that and beats the fielder at backward point. The ball reaches the ropes in no time whatsoever. So Dipendra Singh Airi will get a boundary and will get closer to the 100-run mark here. 99 on the board.
Manang Patel feels it really well. Dipendra Singh Airi getting a taste of his own medicine. Fielded really well by a cover fielder.
Now that was again timed really well by Dipendra Singh, but good effort in the cover region.
.99 for 4 and 25.2. 5 runs so far from this over of Jasdeep. 1 wide and a boundary. Oh, lucky for Dipendra to not be fed into the gloves of the wicket-keeper. I've been impressed with the US bowling. They've kept the lines absolutely tight. The lengths always creating that doubt. Even on that occasion, Dipendra Singh wasn't really sure if he wanted to come on the front foot or stay on the back foot and play that shot.
Yeah, that was a good length from Jasdeep, and that is why Dipendra was unsure whether he wants to commit to the front foot or play it on the back foot. In the end, couldn't do neither.
Towards the fine leg will just be a single.
Yeah, just 6 runs off it. Not a bad over this from Jasdeep, but again, he's not been able to get wickets, and that is something that he will be a little disheartened about. Maybe bring another spinner into the attack or bring Harmeet back for a couple of overs. Because that's when I think Dipendra will look to attack. And that could be an opportunity for them to get him back to the dugout. That's very well done. Using the pace on offer, Arif Sheikh has guided that over the keeper's head. And 4 more for Nepal and for Arif Sheikh.
Yeah, 2 boundaries in this over. I reckon that should warrant a change. I can always say that it's a little too early to react. But then, if you're in such a good position, USA, you should be looking to attack and try and pick wickets. Good little change by bringing in Saurabh Netravalkar. But that hasn't really translated into a wicket. Single to end the over. 26 gone, 105 for 4. Saurabh Netravalkar will continue from the pavilion end. He's bowled 5 overs, 11 runs he's conceded, and bowled a maiden over as well. Hasn't picked a wicket. Chance of a run out, direct hit, and he would have been gone. And he is a direct hit. So completely unnecessary, so completely not required. And Arif Sheikh, beg your pardon, will have to take that long walk back.
Yeah, yes and then no. That's never a good sign. Dipendra Singh Airi called him and then sent him back. And when that happens, that yes and no is usually followed by a sorry. Well, he'll have to walk back, Arif Sheikh. He was looking good. These two are looking to build a partnership, but a run out at the wrong time for Nepal has sent them back in this run chase. And how? 20 of 27 for Arif Sheikh. Another wicket falls. Nepal lose their 5th. It's 105 for 5.
Not the best time to lose a wicket. Nepal is somehow trying to claw back in. And Saurabh Netravalkar with that delivery caused a little bit of doubt in the minds of the batters. A yes and a no. And Now it's going to be Gulshan Jha, left-handed batter on strike. Saurav Netrawalkar gets the ball to move away from Gulshan Jha into the gloves of the wicket keeper. It's a dot ball.
Now that's the run out again. Just playing it, and yeah, Dipendra said yes and then said no. Well, yeah, and you can see that disappointment. He too knew that it was his fault. And in the end, Arif Sheikh had to go back. What a throw that was, but I think it was Saiteja.
Andre Goose, he was the one who threw it. But you're right when you say that there is disappointment on the face of Dipendra Singh Aire Shoaib. That is primarily because it was his call. Anything behind square, always a non-striker's call, and he said yes, and then got confused. So by no means Arif Sheikh was at fault. He just agreed to follow the instructions of the non-strikers, and that's exactly what is expected of a striker whenever he plays the ball behind square. Yeah, a little harsh on Arif to get out in that fashion, but nerves, that's what it is all about, essentially.
Yes, and that has brought Gulshan Jha into the middle. A little too early for my liking. He's another extremely talented cricketer. Has finished games for Nepal, has won games for Nepal. He's a genuine finisher when it comes to the batting lineup of Nepal with the batter, a true all-rounder. But now he's up against the best from USA, Saurav Netrawalkar, with a slip in place. He has to score runs and at the same time not lose wickets. So it's going to take some doing from Gulshan Jha and Dipendra Singh Aire. Now, had this been a T20 game, had this been another maybe 100 needed of 8 overs as well, you would have felt that okay, Gulshan Jha and Dipendra Singh Aire, we have a very strong chance. But another 25 overs and another 150 odd runs needed. They'll have to bat really well to get there. Good over this, a wicket in the form of a run out, and then a maiden as well. Saurav Netrawalkar doing Saurav Netrawalkar things. 27 overs bowled, 105 for 5.
Spin from the other end. It's going to be Milind Kumar. Did well with the bat. Now expectations from him to deliver with the ball. Also that previous over from Jasdeep Singh was very, very expensive. Orthodox off-break bowler Milind Kumar. Would be interesting to see what he does against Gulshan Jha, because it's always an interesting equation when there is an off-break bowler bowling against a left-handed batter.
Yeah, good captaincy this from Monang Patel, bringing in Milind Kumar. He bowls both ways. You can see that he's bowling the carom ball, and the one that turns into the right-hander, the one that turns away from the right-hander as well, and keeping Dipendra Singh Aire guessing. Now he'll get a single, he'll get to the non-striking end, and he's a true all-rounder, Milind Kumar. 18 matches, 27 wickets for him. Best bowling figure of 5 for 66. and an economy of 4.3. So he can definitely bowl, and he's brought in Milind Kumar just at the right time for the left-handed Gulshan Jha.
Okay, played it in the gap. We'll get a single and we'll get done with this over. For now, 28 gone, 107 for 5. Saurabh Netrawalkar to continue. Coming into bowl is 7th. And I like this approach from the skipper.
One, that you're still persisting with your frontline bowler. Not worried about who will bowl my death overs, because if you can pick a wicket right now, get rid of any one of these two, you know that you wouldn't even require Saurabh Netrawalkar to bowl anything in the death.
Yes, and like you mentioned, he's their prime bowler. Has got 100 ODI wickets, the most for any bowler for USA. So he knows how to take wickets. And now you can see we were talking about how he has the ability to move the ball away from the right-hander. Now he's moving the ball away from the left-hander with a slip in place, and every ball is moving away from the left-hander. So when we saw him bowl in the first spell with the new ball, it was with intent that he was not bringing the ball in, only trying to bowl that shapes away from the right-hander. So this is the class of Saurabh Netrawalkar. Genuinely impressed by the way he thinks and by the way he bowls. Outstanding.
Yeah, also what's going to help him is the architecture of this ground, because of which there is light on the part where the batter is batting and shadow where the bowler is bowling from. So for the batter, for a brief moment of time, the ball, when it's released, there's very little light and the eyes are trying to adjust to that, and then suddenly there is more light, overexposure when the ball is coming halfway across the pitch. All of this, for someone who's watching, might look like, yeah, how does it matter? But to a batter, these small differences, the finer nuances, make a big difference. This is the only time when this happens in the day, when the sun is just about trying to set and it just crosses past the shades. This is the time for maybe about 4 odd overs, where the bowlers have this distinct advantage against the batters who are batting in excessive light or in shadow and the ball is coming from excessive light.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation that you made. If you see now on the screen, you will notice that there's a shade on the pitch, and that's exactly where the ball is landing. And between that shade, as you rightly pointed out, it does get a bit difficult. So the next 10-15 overs, while that shadow crosses over the pitch, 10-15 minutes rather, is going to be very tricky for the batters. It does make a big difference. So they'll have to be watchful. And that's what they are doing right now. Just one run taken, just trying to fend the ball, not give away their wicket.
Yeah, little tricky.
Are they willing to take up the challenge? A single added to the total. 29 gone. 109 for 5.
Milind Kumar to continue. Spin from the far end. So now it's the reverse action. He's bowling where there is excessive light, and the ball is then suddenly coming into the shaded area.
An appeal there from Milind Kumar. Shiju Sam says not out. He's bowling from that angle, and that was clearly missing the stumps.
And down the leg side will be called a wide.
Yeah, they'll have to just decide on how they're going to get the remaining runs, and for that they'll have to plan on who to take on as a bowler when he comes out to bowl, to show some more intent, get an odd boundary here and there. Just like that, smashed through the covers, but there is protection in the deep. Now with left hand, right hand combination, it is going to work in their favour if they can plan accordingly. If they can just look to rotate strike at the moment, put pressure on the fielders. Nobody wants to keep running from here to there, from the point to point region. Also, the bowler has to change every time there is a change in the strike. He'll have to come over or around the wicket. So it's never easy.
Big shout there. Angled the ball into the left-hander. Persistent on that shout. But Shiju Sam believes that he's comfortable for saying, nope, it's not out. We'll have a relook here.
Yeah, felt like it was going through the line and missing the stumps. And a big appeal, and you could see that Airi was not happy with that appeal, and they both had Shiju Sam intervened and said, let's just cool it down, gentlemen.
Well within the rights of a bowler to appeal. Every bowler has their own style. Maybe Milind is a little extra persistent. 30 overs gone, 112 for 5. Shubham Ranjane has been brought into attack, giving a little break to Saurabh Netravalkar, who's bowled 7 overs. Has done exceptionally well for his side today. He's gone wicketless for sure, but just 13 runs and 2 maidens. An economy that he can be extremely proud of. 1.85. Okay, wait out. There's going to be a little change again. So, Shubham Ranjane cannot bowl because he was out for a little longer than what's expected. So, he'll have to wait for his chance. So, little change in. Had to wait for his chance. Meanwhile, the captain will have to replan, restructure, and he brings in Harmeet Singh from the pavilion end. And the alertness of the umpires here.
Yeah, spin now. Oh, they're appealing. He's not even looking at the umpire, and there goes the finger. Akbar Ali raises the dreaded finger, and Gulshan Jah's inning comes to an end. Another setback for Nepal. The all-rounder departs. Wicket number 6 down.
Oh, this one was going away from the left-hander. Went for that big swing. And Akbar Ali raising his finger. No batter is ever happy that when an umpire raises his finger. But Gulshan Shah is exceptionally unhappy. 3 of 14 and Nepal lose the 6th. Sompal Kami will come in and look at the turn of events. It was supposed to be Shubham Ranjane who was supposed to bowl. Because he was out for a longer period of time, the umpire said, no, you can't bowl. And Manang Patel had to make an inspired change. On the toes, he thought of Harmeet Singh. And on the very first delivery, picks up the wicket of Gulshan Shah. Sompal Kami off the mark.
Well, as they say, if things happen according to your liking, it's good. If they don't, it's even better.
And this time for Harmeet and for USA, it was the right call. They got him, and immediately he's got that wicket of Gulshan Shah. So now all sorts of trouble for Nepal. 113 on the board. They've never chased more than 204 at this venue. And seems like this 263 is also going to join that record. We spoke about how Nepal has struggled here in this stadium, the Dubai International Stadium, especially with run chases. That continues to be the case even today. Not everything is over until it's over. Dipinder Singh Airi is still out there. Sompal Kami can bat. Karan Casey can bat as well. So they've got depth in their batting, Nepal, but seems like it's going to be very, very difficult from here on for them to win this game. 149 more needed.
This is an edge that'll get them runs. Good pickup just inside the boundary line. Mind you, it was a spinner who was bowling and an edge that has gone all the way to the boundary line. This tells you how quick these spinners bowl in today's time and age. The game of cricket has changed so much. Spinners bowl quicker ones.
And the fast bowlers are bowling the slower ones.
Some runs in this over for Nepal after 31 overs. 118 for 6.
Milind Kumar to continue. A single to start off with. 144 required. The required run rate now has gone over 7.5 to 7.65. Now it's getting more and more difficult for this Nepal side to try and make a game out of this. Till one point in time, it looked like it was in control, but they have been losing wickets consistently. And if they keep losing wickets in the same fashion, it will be over before it should be.
These two can bat now. It's not about the ability more than anything else. It's about being able to counter-attack and plan, and mentally are you capable enough to put on a fight. That is the real crux of the matter. That's hit in the gap by Dipendra Singh Airi. They're coming, oh no, they're coming back for the second, I thought, for a moment, but rightly sent back. Just a single.
Yeah, that's sensible. There was never a second in that. And there's no requirement for a risky run which could cause more trouble than benefit. Nepal find themselves in all sorts of trouble. And if there's someone who can actually dig them out, is this man on strike, Dipendra Singh Airi. Single to end the over. 1, 2, 3 for 6 in 32. Okay, so now comes in Shubham Ranjane. He's scheduled to come in the previous over, but not to be so. A single on the first ball. The idea over here for USA is to keep maintaining this consistent pressure, not bowl any looseners. They can pick wickets, why not? Because the effective pressure will make the batters do some errors. Will be a dot ball. Sompal Kami, 6 of 6, 19 of 37 for Dipendra Singh. Ranjane on his debut has picked up 2 wickets. Just conceded 15 runs in 6.2. That economy is just phenomenal.
That has been a great outing for him, isn't it? First with the bat, he showed what he is capable of. And then with the ball, coming into bowl, getting wickets and not giving away a lot many runs. So yes, that has been a debut worth remembering for Ranjane. For Nepal, it is the problem has been their bowling, the death bowling, and we'll talk about that. 91 runs in the last 10 overs. Neil, that was or could be the difference in this game for Nepal, their death bowling.
Well, you're absolutely right. But one must credit the application of the USA batters. They knew that 220, 230 will be a subpar total. To take the game beyond the reach of Nepal, they had to not just get those runs on board but also put in a psychological barrier in their minds for which they, at least one or two of them, had to go all guns blazing, and that's the role that Milind Kumar played today. The platform was set for him.
Took it deep, and then the cherry on the top of the cake was Harmeet Singh. 2 sixes, striking at around 300. Scored 16 of 6 deliveries.
Yeah, and if you look at that 70 that Milind Kumar made, he made them of 50 deliveries. So it was not as if it was a very quick fire innings of 30 balls or 35 balls that he got those 70. He took some time, and then in the end he played his shots. He played those ram shots, he played the scoop, and played some really good shots straight down the ground using his feet. So it was a very well-paced innings and well-planned innings from Milind Kumar.
33 overs bowled, 128 for 6.
Milind Kumar. Okay, now these are streaky runs. Going for that big sweep wide outside off. No connection. Got the boot. The ball went running towards the deep third. Couple of runs added to the total. Dipendra Singh. 22 of 41 on strike. Straight to Monang Patel. .130 for 6 and 33.2. Monang has done well with his field changes. A fantastic piece of fielding on his own bowling. Monang has done well with his bowling changes. Kept the batters guessing. Never let any bowler bowl long spells. Nothing more than 3 overs on the go. Barring Shubham Ranjane, who bowled a longish spell. Apart from him, literally everyone came in short bursts of 2 overs, 3 overs. Saurabh Netrawalkar at the top bowled 2 overs, then was given a little break, change of ends, came in to bowl another 2. So when you make those quick changes, you keep the batter guessing. A, the batter doesn't know what is going to come up next as far as the next bowler is concerned. B, even if the bowler has bowled 2 overs back to back, the batter hasn't been able to settle in, and even once they settle in, there is a change that's coming up. 34 overs gone, 131 for 6. Ranjane. Very simple, straightforward bowling. Not a lot of drama. He's not supremely quick. He's not trying to bounce you off. He's bowling those tight lines and lengths. A typical test match line, test match length, outside off stump. A hard length to pick. And early on gets the movement, and now he still continues to bowl those lengths, from where on if you have to hit, you have to take that charge, but you can't do that because the wicketkeeper is standing up.
Yeah, he's bowled really well, and like you pointed out, it's not something that is out of the box. He's just doing his basics right, bowling at a certain length and persisting with that line and length, and asking and inviting the batter to do something different. If he wants to score runs, I'm going to bowl at that good length. If you have to score runs, you have to do something out of your comfort zone. Again, just that hard length, and with the field placement right, you know where you're bowling, so you know where you're expecting the batter to hit the ball. So he's got two fielders on the offside behind square. There's a short third and a backward point, and there's a short fine leg and a short cover in Monank, the captain. So very simple approach, basic planning, and great execution from Shubham Ranjane. And you're right, with the wicketkeeper up to the stumps, there's not much you can do but just try and hit the ball from where you are. You can't use your feet, you can't come down the track, can't come close to the ball, and that makes it even more difficult to score runs.
And plus the scoreboard pressure of 130 required of 93 deliveries. Shubham Ranjane has almost tied weights to the batter's feet. Stop moving when he comes to bowl. 135 for 6 in 34.4. Four deliveries, 4 runs conceded, including a wide.
Tucked away off the pads to take a run. Between these two, it's a good partnership, I would say. They've not lost wickets for some time now, Nepal. And Sompal Kami scoring at a run a ball 10, Dipendra Singh Airi on 24. He's hit 6 sixes, Dipendra Singh Airi, in international cricket. So nothing is impossible for him. So that equation is not something that Nepal will be worried about. It's about building partnerships and taking the game as deep as possible. Another 15 overs to go. 136 for 6.
Harmeet Singh to come in from the far end, the 3-1-1 end. He's picked up 2 wickets, conceded 24 on the 6 that he's bowled. Shot finding in position, direct hit. Could have done the damage, but not to be so. The ball went straight to the fielder there, who picked it up and fired it straight to the wicket keeper, Saurabh Netravalkar. If was it directed, maybe there could have been half a chance.
Yeah, good running between the two. Dipendra Singh Airi and Sompal Kami. Oh, taken soft dismissal. Sompal Kami has hit that straight back to Harmeet Singh. And what a way to be walking back to the dugout. Soft dismissal. And Harmeet Singh celebrates. Wicket number 7 down.
Oh yeah, just trying to play it on the left of Harmeet, ended up playing a little straighter. Fairly simple catch. And the third wicket for Harmeet Singh. Nepal slipping away in this game. Karan Casey will be the new man in for Nepal. 138 for 7. Slip in place for Harmeet Singh. Can he wipe off the tail? Does he have the skills to do that? Because mind you, it's a different skill set altogether to pick wickets and a completely different skill set to pick up the tail. Sometimes the lower order batters tend to be more rigid in giving their wicket. They try and put literally everything they've got in front of the wickets to ensure that they do not get out. Who's on the hours to end the over? 36 gone, 138 for 7. It's going to be Shubham Ranjane. I like the faith and the trust that's been shown by Monang Patel in this debutant. His bowling is 9th. Awake in mid-wicket area, just a single.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he bowls the full quota of 10 overs. The way he's bowled today, he definitely warrants a full quota of 10. Has been miserly in his spell and has got 2 wickets as well. New batter in Karan Casey. He's come out to bat and he's won games for Nepal, like we mentioned in the first innings as well. Won them an ODI game in 2018, a 50 over format. Came into bat lower down the innings and scored runs, crucial runs. Karan Casey. This is a different ball game altogether now. 9 runs and over needed from here on. 140 on the board. It will be a miracle if they can get there.
Nine and over. You can make that happen for an over, 2 overs, maybe 3 with a boundary like that. But to keep doing it for every single over for 14 overs, that's asking for a bit too much.
Now that's a good shot there. Just punching it through covers and the ball reaches the ropes in no time. Very well done by Dipendra Singh Airi. Just pushes that in the gap for 4. Yeah, 9 and over for 14 overs. It's almost like a T20 game, but you don't have enough wickets in hand as well. Just 3 wickets left. So these two will have to do the heavy lifting now from here on.
145 for 7 and 36.4. 7 runs of this over. Requirement of 9 per over. Maybe this over is on track. Can they get a surplus in this one? A dot ball.
Yeah, Karan Casey, he's got a 50 to his name in the ODI format. Highest score of 65. He'll have to get close to that highest score of his. If not over it. But the good news is that he strikes at 90. So he is a busy cricketer. He likes to score runs quickly. Whatever score he gets, he'll score in less time. And that is what is needed from here on. If Karan Casey can give good company to Dipendra Singh Airi, they still have an outside chance. I would still want to believe with Dipendra Singh Airi out there that they just might be able to pull it off if they can put some pressure on the bowlers. Good over this from Shubham Ranjane. Although there was a boundary in it, he stuck to his plans and bowled some really tight lines and lengths. 37 bowled, 146 for 7.
Harmeet Singh to continue. What I like about the approach of the USA bowlers is that they're fielding on their own bowling. Harmeet on that occasion
Ran a few yards to his wrong side,
put in a dive, stopped the ball, ensured that the batters don't cross over for a single. They want Karan Casey to be on strike so that they can keep consistently putting pressure, and the pressure has ensured that Karan Casey succumbs onto the pads, and umpire Shiju Sam raises his finger. This is absolutely straightforward on the middle stump. Karan Casey is out.
Yeah, just that impact was in line. There was some turn slower in the air, so he managed to get some grip off the surface, and the ball was crashing into the stump. So Karan Casey will have to depart. 2 for him. Nepal in trouble now. Big trouble. 146 for 8.
Sandeep Lamichhane on strike, while Harmeet Singh is on a verge of a fifer. 4 wickets he's already picked up. Up in the air, chance! Will he pick up his fifer? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he celebrates in his own unique fashion. Sandeep Lamichhane is out, and Harmeet Singh gets a fifer on in the very first game here in this series. What an incredible day for him. He came in on a surface which was not really supporting the spinners, but a very good catch ensured that the fifer was in his pocket.
Well, Sandeep Lamichhane decided no time to waste. Let's just go after the bowlers. He came out, first ball itself, looking to go big. and he perishes. Out for a golden duck. And USA are just 1 wicket away from victory in this first game. And you can see the crowd walking out of the stadium. They've lost hope. Some of them have, some of them haven't, as the score reads 9 wickets down, 146 for 9.
Harmeet Singh on a hat-trick. It's Lalit Rajbanshi. And the skipper has ensured that every person is in the catching position. Oh, he didn't move his bat. What has happened here? There are giggles, there are laughters, and Harmeet Singh doesn't get a hat-trick, but the field hasn't changed. Looking to finish this off right here, right now. Will be a dot ball, last ball to come. What a day for Harmeet Singh. Picks up a fifer. 2 slips in position. Last ball of the over. Pushed it towards a slip. Will be a dot ball to end the over. A super successful over. A double wicket maiden comes to an end. Harmeet Singh, what a splendid over have you bowled. Fifer for him. 38 overs gone, 146 for 9. Rushal will be brought back into the attack. Done well in his first spell. 5 overs, 29 runs and picked up a wicket. Edged! No slip for him. And the crowd still cheering for everything that's happening in favour of Nepal.
Well, this is what we really enjoy about the fans, isn't it? This is why fans are fans, because no matter what the result, they're always backing you and backing you with unconditional love and support. And that is what Nepal fans stand for. They are just too good. No matter what the result, they're always backing their players. That's a beautiful shot from Dipendra Singh Airi. In the gap, along the ground, and gets 4 runs.
Well, yeah, runs coming in. He's not giving up on the fight. He wants to push up for as far as he can, to take it as deep as he can. .2 overs gone. 152 for 9. 111 of 70. That equation always would favour the bowling side,
especially when 9 wickets have already fallen. It would be extremely rare if the result would be other way. And the ghosts of Dubai International Cricket Stadium will keep haunting.
It will have to be another day for Nepal where they chase a target of more than 200. 204 was the target that they've chased here, the highest. But last three games, they haven't been able to chase targets. So it has not been a very lucky ground for Nepal. And it's the same for UAE as well. They too seem to, for some reason, struggle in at this ground. They've got some brilliant record in ICC Academy, the Sharjah Stadium, in Abu Dhabi as well. But when it comes to Dubai International Stadium, UAE too don't boast a very good record, especially in T20s. I think they've played 8 or 9 and they've only won one game of T20 at this ground.
Well, the one that I remember was against New Zealand. They beat New Zealand at this very venue. 3-match T20I series. Second T20I. UAE beating New Zealand.
That's the only win that they have in T20Is. But yeah, for Nepal, they'll have to wait for maybe their next game to get that record straight. And, well, I think the credit has to go to USA batters, the way they batted first in that first few overs, in that first session, the first hour or so. That was a very difficult phase. And then in the death, the way Milind Kumar came out and scored runs, that was something that just shifted momentum in favour of USA going into the second innings. They always had a good, formidable score on the board, 263, and it's proving out to be a little too many for Nepal at the moment. 155 for 9. Well, the Ring of Fire, we were discussing about this earlier today. The lights are on at the Dubai International Stadium. A very unique light setting. There's no poles for the floodlights. They're all on that rim, which is also called as the Ring of Fire. Harmeet is on fire. 5 wickets for him. 26 runs conceded in his 8 overs. Has been a brilliant outing for him with the ball. Can he make it 6? His best bowling figures, clearly, for Harmeet. 5 wickets. Prior to this, it was 3 wickets, and he'll make it 6. It's been signalled as a wide, but he'll get a wicket. Stumping effected, and wicket number 6 for Harmeet Singh. And that's the end of the proceedings, end of the game. Darted this one down the leg side, and great glove work results in wicket number 6 for Harmeet. His best bowling figures in one-day international cricket. And with that, USA win the game by 106 runs. Huge margin in this ODI format, and that will do a world of good, not only in terms of points, because that is definitely in their kitty. That's certain that they'll get those 2 points, but also they'll be very happy with the increase in the net run rate because of that margin. 106 runs is a big margin, and USA have got a comfortable thumping victory over Nepal in this first of the 6 ICC Men's CWC League 2 matches that are scheduled to be played here in the UAE. USA winning the game, dominating with the bat, with the ball, in the field. Clinical performance from USA, and they are up and running in this leg of the tournament as well with a win to their name. Number 2 in the points table will now be sharing that number 1 position at the top with Scotland, and 30 points I think is what they'll get. We'll get to that points table in a while, but right now it's about handshakes and it's about upholding the spirit of the game, as Nepal will have to go back to the drawing board and think what went wrong and what could have gone better or in their favour in this game today. One aspect clearly has to be the death bowling, which they'll have to work on, and their batting needs to fire, and fire on all cylinders. Regardless of what the total is,
They need to be 100% sure and have that self-belief that they can chase any total down. Not today. USA have won the game by 106 runs. That's the batting card for Nepal. Then a false start, a poor start in terms of Kushal Burtel, out for a duck, was out in the very first over, taken out of the equation by the debutant Rushal Ugarkar, who got a wicket in his very first over. Then came a partnership between Asif and Bhim Sharkey, as these two batted out there in the middle. They did look to
Bring Nepal back in the game, and while they were out there, it seemed like they were on track. But then wickets kept falling in the middle overs.